They won't see the early mornings. They won't see the late nights. They won't see the days you showed up tired, empty, and invisible. They'll only see the result, the success, the strength, the victory. And when they do, they'll call it luck. Because that's what people do when they can't understand what you've become. They create an easy story, that it just happened to you, that it was meant for you, that you just got lucky. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck. It was discipline. It was showing up when no one believed in you. It was putting in the work when no one was watching. It was refusing to quit when quitting would have been easier. Discipline isn't glamorous. It doesn't get applause. It doesn't trend or shine or go viral. It lives in silence. It lives in repetition. It lives in the unseen hours where champions are built. And that's why they won't understand. Because they only see what discipline creates, not what it costs. They won't see the nights you said no to comfort and yes to growth. They won't see the moments you chose progress over pleasure. They won't see the battles you fought alone with nothing but self-belief keeping you standing. But you will. You'll remember them all. Every sacrifice. Every lonely step. Every quiet victory that no one clapped for. Because those invisible moments are what will make the visible success possible. And when you stand at the top, when the spotlight finally finds you, they will say, "You're so lucky." But luck didn't drag you out of bed at 5 a.m. Luck didn't make you practice when you were tired. Luck didn't carry you through rejection, failure, and silence. Discipline did. The discipline to do it without attention. The discipline to do it without reward. The discipline to do it until it became who you are. And that's the truth no one wants to hear. What they call luck is just discipline they never had the courage to keep. So let them call it luck. Let them tell their stories. You don't need to explain. Because the results will speak for themselves. And they will speak the language of discipline. Motivation is a spark. It burns bright and hot, then disappears. That's why most people never make it. They build their dreams on sparks, on emotion, on fleeting waves of energy that vanish as soon as life gets heavy. But discipline is fire. It burns slow, it burns steady, and it never goes out. Discipline is what carries you when emotion disappears. Anyone can move when they feel inspired, but only the disciplined move when they don't. And that's why they win. Because emotion is inconsistent. It depends on mood, weather, praise, comfort. Discipline depends on nothing. It moves anyway. It acts without permission. It shows up without applause. This is where most people fall apart. They think they've failed because they don't feel like doing it anymore. They think their energy should stay high forever. They think success means feeling powerful every day. It doesn't. It means showing up especially on the days you don't want to. That's where identity is built. Because each time you do the hard thing instead of the easy thing, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. And every vote counts. One act of discipline feels small. 10 acts feel like a pattern. 1,000 acts become who you are. And once discipline becomes identity, nothing can stop you. Because you no longer argue with yourself. You no longer negotiate with excuses. You no longer wait to feel ready. You just move. Because movement is who you are now. And this is the secret they'll never see. They'll think you got lucky because you make it look effortless. But it's not effortless. It's automated. You trained yourself to move without needing emotion to push you. You trained yourself to build whether you feel like it or not. And that training, that quiet, unseen discipline, is what makes your success inevitable. Most people won't last long enough to understand this. They burn out. They quit at the first dip. They stop when it gets hard, then blame luck when others pass them. But you won't, because you're not chasing emotion anymore. You're anchored in discipline. You know how to keep going when it's boring. You know how to keep pushing when it's painful. You know how to stay consistent long after the motivation fades. And when the world finally sees your results, they'll call it luck. They'll think it just clicked for you. They'll think it was easy. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't easy. It was earned. Step by step. Day by day. In silence. And not by luck, by discipline. Most people don't lose because they're weak. They lose because they stop. They start strong, fueled by excitement and dreams. But when reality hits, when it gets hard, when it gets heavy, when it gets lonely, they break. They call it burnout. They call it bad timing. They call it bad luck. But the truth is simple. They were running on emotion, and emotion always runs out. Discipline doesn't. Discipline isn't loud. It's not flashy. It doesn't hype you up. It holds you steady. It keeps you moving when everything else is screaming at you to stop. That's why disciplined people outlast everyone. They move when motivation dies. They move when energy fades. They move when nothing is working and no one is clapping. And every time they move anyway, they build resilience. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you earn in the silent moments when giving up would be easier, but you keep going. And that's what discipline really is, the decision to keep going again and again until stopping is no longer an option. Most people don't understand this. They think winners have some secret energy. They think success is about strength. But it's not. It's about endurance. Because the truth is, you don't have to be the fastest or the strongest or the smartest. You just have to be the one who doesn't stop. And that's why people will call you lucky. They'll think you found some shortcut. They'll think things just worked out for you. Because they won't see the part that mattered most. You kept going when they stopped. That's what separates the rare few who rise from the countless who disappear. You will have days when your body is tired, your mind is screaming, and your heart is heavy. You will have days where it feels like nothing you're doing matters. And that's when you remind yourself, discipline is not about feeling ready. It's about showing up anyway. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Because even a slow step forward is still progress. Even on your worst day, showing up keeps the fire alive. And showing up again tomorrow builds the kind of strength no one can take from you. Soon, you'll become something most people don't understand. Someone who doesn't stop. Someone who keeps going no matter how long it takes. Someone who can't be broken by setbacks or slowed by silence. And when the results finally come, when the world sees what you've built, they'll call it luck. They'll say you were born for this. They'll say you had it easy. But you'll know the truth. You just never stopped. They did. At first, it feels like nothing is changing. You wake up early. You stay late. You do the hard things over and over, and the world looks exactly the same. But change doesn't happen loudly. It happens quietly, beneath the surface, inside your mind, inside your habits, inside your character. And then, one day, you catch your reflection and realize something powerful. You are not who you used to be. The version of you that needed motivation? Gone. The version of you that broke under pressure? Gone. The version of you that quit when it got hard? Gone. In their place stands someone disciplined, focused, and relentless. This is what discipline does. It doesn't just build results. It builds identity. You are no longer hoping to become the kind of person who follows through. You are that person now, because you've proven it to yourself in thousands of silent hours when no one was watching. This is the part the world will never understand. They will see your confidence and think you were born with it. They will see your consistency and think it's easy for you. They will see your strength and call it natural. But you know it wasn't. It was built. It was carved from every uncomfortable choice you made when no one was clapping. While they chased instant results, you built lasting discipline. While they waited for permission, you created your own path. While they crumbled under doubt, you stood taller every day until doubt stopped speaking to you altogether. And now you've become something rare, someone who doesn't negotiate with fear, someone who doesn't slow down for noise, someone who doesn't need praise to keep going. You are becoming bulletproof because you're not fueled by feelings anymore. You're fueled by commitment. And that commitment has rewritten your identity. You don't need to convince anyone you'll succeed. Your actions already prove it. You've outgrown the version of you who needed validation. You've outgrown the version who waited to feel ready. You've outgrown the version who treated discipline like a task instead of a lifestyle. This is your evolution, not just stronger, but steadier. Not just sharper, but unshakable. This is what makes you unstoppable. Because success isn't about chasing results. It's about becoming the kind of person who creates them no matter what. And when people see this version of you, they won't recognize you. They'll be shocked by your focus, by your confidence, by your pace. They'll call it luck, but it won't be luck. It will be the discipline that quietly rebuilt you into someone they never saw coming. One day it all clicks. The results show. The doors open. The world finally notices you. They see the success. They see the confidence. They see the life you've built and they stand in awe. And the first thing they'll say is, "You're so lucky." They'll never know the truth. They'll never see the cost. They'll never see the thousands of days you woke up tired but showed up anyway. They won't see the nights you worked alone in silence while they were asleep. They won't see the doubts you wrestled with, the pain you pushed through, the moments you nearly broke but didn't. They won't see it, and they don't need to, because you will. You'll remember all of it. You'll remember how heavy it was and how strong you became. You'll remember how discipline carried you further than motivation ever could. That's the beautiful part. Discipline gives you something luck never can: control. Luck can vanish. Discipline stays. Luck is a moment. Discipline is forever. And that's why you'll keep winning long after their luck runs out. Because luck can make someone successful for a moment. Discipline makes you unshakable for life. While they wait for opportunities, you create them. While they chase quick wins, you build permanent foundations. While they talk about dreams, you execute them. And that's why you'll rise again and again while others fade away. Because your results will never depend on luck, they will always depend on you. And here's the truth. This is just the beginning. Because once you've tasted what discipline can build, you stop chasing easy. You stop chasing shortcuts. You stop chasing applause. You start chasing mastery. You start chasing your highest potential. You start chasing the version of yourself who doesn't need to be seen to keep going. That's the person discipline has created, and no one can take that from you. So let them call it luck. Let them believe in chance. Let them write their stories about how it just happened for you. You don't have to correct them. You don't have to explain. Because the truth is already written in everything you've built. They'll call it luck. You'll call it discipline. And that's why you'll keep winning long after they stop trying. So keep going. Keep showing up. Keep building quietly. Because one day, they'll see the life you created and they'll wonder how you did it. But you'll smile, knowing they'll never understand. It was never luck. It was discipline.